fair enough.
Life's so good. Oh my goodness. Definitely one of my favorite Zergs. But on to our current match. Spawning in the top right corner, we have our green Protoss. Currently tied in this series, looking to take the win. It is Experta. And spawning in the top left corner, wearing the orange pieces, currently tied in this series as well, looking to take the win. It is AOD SAWGunnertwo.
So it's actually been a pretty good show match so far. Like both players actually took a game pretty commandingly. So I'm pretty excited for this match for this game.
Definitely, definitely. Very impressive. I'm very impressed with how well Experta has played, having not played in 3 months. I mean that. I mean, and I know a lot of things come from ice cream trains for you. I know a lot of things can
Mm.
be like riding a bike, but StarCraft is definitely not one of them.
So the one thing that he might not be super aware of, having not seen a lot of games on this map, is a lot of Protosses will actually take the gold as their natural here, and you can technically get away with it if you're pretty good. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world, so I'd still shy away from it. But it can be done, just because of how small that ramp is right there.
It looks like he's going to be going for a Forge Fast expand.
Ooh. It's a pretty good choice here, actually. This map in particular is one of those ones where you can actually punish the gateway expand with the links, and he's probably thinking about that a little bit. Nice, pulling 2 drones against the probes, not going to be able to get any shenanigans done.
Yes, definitely, definitely. As you mentioned earlier, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this base comes into play for a player that hasn't played in 3 months. He said, yes, 3 months.
Pretty
Looks like
much.
he's
I mean,
choosing to actually delay his Nexus here. This is actually going to let the Zerg player get ahead, as he's going to get his expansion down way, way before our Protoss.
here comes the Nexus. This is like the safer version of this build, in theory. I don't know if it is on this map, just because of the way you wall in, but I don't know. Like, there's too many ifs on that one. As far as how this map will work, as far as the golds, usually players don't take them. If they're afraid of drops, if they're afraid of mutas, if they're afraid of any kind of air thing, they'll end up just taking the base below it because it's easier to hold. If one player wants to get really aggressive and take a powerful lead, though, they'll go for it. The thing is,
Oh,
it
perfect timing.
provides two very, very different advantages to each player. For the Zerg, it's a lot more disposable mineral income primarily, but it doesn't give you more larva really. So if you still need to spend that larva on something else, that advantage isn't necessarily going to be there early on. But it can be if you want to go for a big Ling attack. The Protoss, it affords you a lot of expendable zealots in the form of War Prism drops, basically. A lot of extra gateways. Not much else. You need gas for everything else.
Definitely, definitely. And getting back to our game here, it looks like our Zerg player is actually going for a third hatchery before his pool was finished. This seems
Ooh.
quite greedy, but very standard versus a Forge Fast Expand, as there's no way for the Protoss to punish him. We have double gas going down for our Protoss, still very standard. It seems he kind of delayed the cybernetics core a little bit. Would like to have maybe seen that out a little earlier. Chrono
Yeah,
going.
it is definitely a little bit late just looking at the amount of gas that he has, but it's all right. And I was going to say he actually does have a pull up. So he hasn't neglected that, actually. Saw Gunner, that is.
And SAWGunner is
But
actually going to be taking double gas quite a bit earlier in this game. I actually didn't see what time those went down, but seems very
let's
early to
see
be
here.
on double gas at this point.
He's mined less than 100 from both, I think. Yeah,
Oh, it
so he
looks
hasn't
like
had them for very long.
this looks like it's going to be the same build coming out of the Protoss as we saw in Game 1, as we see Chrono going down into the Cybernetics core. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, +1 is not being researched. But a Stargate is going down right here next to the two gas geysers. We'll see if the Overlord will spot that. It looks like he's going to go behind the mineral patch, but it doesn't look like there's any. Oh, a Stalker's coming up to help him with the scouting process here, though. He sees everything
Yeah,
behind the
this
mineral
this
line.
spot is very difficult to hide anything in because pretty much everybody knows to look there. That little pocket area in between the two expansions.
Definitely, and both overlords are actually going to see this now.
Yep.
SAWGunner is actually going to get a really, really good view of everything.
You can actually scout that spot using this back overlord if you can get him into that area without losing anything. But he does at least get the overlord. The other one still will be able to hang out, cause some trouble for a while. Is he gonna? Okay, the oracle's done.
And Chrono's
This
going down
is.
into the Forge as well as +1 upgrade.
I think Oracle and Phoenix or Phoenix Plane in general is actually very, very good here, just because of the size of this map. It's very easy to get to his side and then come back, defend if you need to. But already there's a Spore Crawler in play, so at most he's going to be able to get the Queen maybe, or take the damage and try to attack somewhere
Or
else. But
just leave.
defenses are pretty much everywhere. Like at this point, he can also hang out in between the bases, go for anything that's transferring. Nice save right there. Ah, found the hole.
Oh,
Except there's a
oh.
queen there.
The Queen found the hole too, so it's okay.
And yeah, the Oracle isn't really going to get anything done here. This is pretty unfortunate. This investment it puts Protoss behind a little bit, and we got a Baneling bust coming up. All right.
Ooh, those orange banelings. Gonna be quite impressive, especially since there's no. Oh, there is
Yeah.
one sentry, and he
Now, the thing
has.
is, even if he force fields this off, which he will,
We
probably.
think
No. Oh,
we.
looks
Oh,
like he. There you
okay.
go.
Actually,
I was
yes,
going to
he
say he
does.
does have enough
Get the
to
pylon.
cancel. No.
The pile. Okay,
Yeah.
not the pylon.
Well, does that even it out, kind of? Like not getting the damage in with the Oracle?
um, I think SawGunner is still ahead, as we see he has 45 to 39 workers, and but it does put him a little bit more less ahead than what he
Like,
was.
right? Yeah, like I'm trying to think of the way to express that, and actually like the
Neither
three more
person's
banelings
ahead.
right here. I kind of like the three more banelings here because he saw that he reacted kind of slow, and this wall's still really squishy, so you can actually. Ooh, yeah, I think a follow up attack here is really good, especially if Experta is slow on his reaction.
But the thing is, there's so many force fields here. I'm not sure if this is gonna work.
Oh, sure. Sure. If his reactions are good, he won't take any damage. If his reactions are bad, everything will die. It's a huge
Oh,
risk.
and there's +1 armor coming out for this forge too. If he gets these pylons, that's not gonna happen.
Bam! Down go all the
Oh, and it's
pylons. Just a
not gonna.
giant
Oh
hole in the
wow,
wall.
and
Every
all those
sentry
sentries are gone
dies,
too.
and
And here
all
come the
that's left is
links.
some. Yep. Here we go.
Oh,
Nice wraparound.
and
And I
those
think
stalkers aren't
SAWGunner's
going
got it.
anywhere.
The unfortunate reality is that there's almost no recovering from this, so
No, he's
this is
definitely gonna be
really
helping the
bad.
mine right here. Oh, 3 zealots are gonna come wall off the ramp, but I'm not sure how long this is gonna last with all these lings versus 3 zealots, even in
No.
really good
I mean,
spots. Especially with a baneling nest, so he can just morph banelings and walk up there and help him out. Oh wow, a lot more zealots. Where are we in? He's gonna run up in the main though. Oh, he's gonna
very
catch. Oh
nice.
wait, yes, he does catch some of those probes. Gonna get out of there though, as he's being chased by all those zealots.
Oh, and you didn't get the wall off up in time. Here comes more zealot, more lings.
Oh wow, that forge is almost dead. I think that would be a prime target. Unfortunately, though, there's nowhere to hide lings, as there's pylons
Oh.
everywhere, so there's nowhere to surprise the Protoss with some banelings.
So, lings on move command next to a bunch of probes were cleaned up by a Colossus, which has 6 kills. And if you can get the wall of reestablished, I guess Spirit is just not dead yet. But it's looking kind of scary now. The Zerg has a fourth base up.
And
He,
I think the Zerg is way ahead now, whereas earlier they were both kind of not ahead. Now I think the Zerg has definitely taken a huge lead here.
so I guess we're looking at transition into Roach Tech, Roach Hydra. Pretty solid choice from there. But yeah, Ling Hydra walking out across the map.
The question is, will it be a Nidus Worm again?
He can do that, to be honest. I don't think he really has to do anything, though, just as long as he can keep the Protoss from taking a third. He's never going to have the gas to cover all the possible tech switch routes.
Especially since he's
Like,
not able to mine gas right now, as he's so down in probes. But
Yep.
I think he's high enough in minerals that he should be. Oh, and actually he is. He is occupying those gas now.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you run into this weird, awkward place where, like, okay, he's got a Colossus, he's got some force field, so he can kind of deal with this, kind of. Ooh, losing the forge.
Well, there goes that forge.
Um, yeah.
Oh, I thought that Colossus was going to come down here and knock down those force fields for him. It's going to be like, come here, Lings. Come here, Banelings. Come on in.
Oh,
That would be rough.
well, hmm. But yeah, basically for Protoss, if they don't get to a third by about 15 minutes, you know, barring
They're not
situations
getting
where there
one.
was a ton of aggression early on, they just get almost irreversibly behind. Their real only shot is going to be one giant mega push where they hope the other guy doesn't hard counter anything they do.
The good news is, though, he has a very good vision of this army, as this observer is just following it everywhere it goes.
Speaking of
He
that,
knows
two
that it pulled
overseers,
back so he can move out and perhaps try to secure third base. I'm not sure if he's going
macro
to, though.
hatch. It's got a macro hatch in the main now, starting to mine from this fourth base. A couple overseers actually just about to join the army. Looks like he's maneuvering toward the front again.
Unfortunately, is going to
But yeah, with that vision there, he knows immediately to throw force fields down. He's going to get a few units for free. Unfortunately, Zealots wandering close to the front means that they're going to get annihilated by some Hydras. Not quite the perfect trade that you'd want it to be, but again, like every little bit helps in this situation. And he does have +2 over his opponent's nothing at all.
And the good news is he's still alive in this game. That's huge.
Overseer's not following the army around. For anybody in the chat looking to have some fun, I made a bunch of words banned. I'm not telling you what they are, and they're
They're
kind of
not
random.
bad words.
None of them are bad words either. Well, one of them could be considered immature, but the other, it's not exactly a bad word. And you'll only be able to find it if you know a specific chat filter exception in Dead or Alive 5. Okay. Well, this is a nice engagement for the Protoss, all things considered. Really doing a lot of great work with these
That +2 is really
Colossus.
doing some work right there.
Really efficient engagement. The only thing is, and this is where it gets awkward, because he doesn't have that third. Okay, 9 Muta is going to come out. He's gonna continue dueling with this army, and then the Muta numbers get high enough. It's like, oh well, you know, I guess I can't do anything about that. And then he's going to be stuck in his base trying to deal with that for the next 5 minutes.
And we all know how much Protoss loves to deal with mutas.
Right. I mean, you need that third. You need that gas. You need Storm. You need
You need Blink, you
and
need
even
Phoenixes.
Archons.
Stuff you won't
A
have.
couple Archons doesn't hurt. Like, yeah, there's so much gas that you can't get, and it hurts.
It's definitely killing the Protoss soul.
I would like a little bit if you could actually delay showing these mutas for a bit, though. If they go in too early, he can't actually just lose them all.
Oh, don't go in!
No, that's the worst place to be!
That is not the place you want
Ah!
to go in. That is not.
Well, he's
No.
revealed the mutas and lost 3 of them. Okay, well, that's about the worst thing that could happen, but now Experta's like, okay, I gotta attack. If that gets any bigger, that's a problem. And
Oh no! And the army is so out of position here. Ugh.
a lot of stalkers warped in. Yeah, mutas have got to leave, but there's an attack at the front, so they're not going to. And
This
looks like we have a
it's gonna be
quasi-base race.
trade.
This actually heavily favors the Zerg, because there's no probes wandering around to leave pylons
There's no way there's gonna be
anywhere.
probes out of here either.
No, he can bring the War Prism back and try to grab one, but it's a little bit too far out of position. Ugh.
Ooh, the Zerg really needs to be building some spines.
SAWGunner, you gotta attack. Go. Go. Leave your base. Your base is not going to be saved.
This is base trade. Base trade mode. Base trade mode now. Base trade mode.
And yeah, he knows to keep some units here at the edge, or he's going to try and go back and save this, I guess. He's found one Colossus just kind of hanging out, or he's ignoring one Colossus just kind of hanging out.
Colossus.
Okay, there you go.
No,
Oh, no.
just kidding. Faked out that Colossus.
It's like, yeah, you get out of here. Oh, I get my heart rate to go back down.
SAWGunner's
SAWGunnertwo
gonna call
GG.
GG.
Oh. Huh.